Jason Bourne is back. It's been 9 years since Matt Damon played this role, and he's reteaming with director Paul Greengrass, who did 2 of the 3 Matt Damon Bourne movies previously. And the story is pretty much what you'd expect. The CIA's most lethal former operative is drawn out of the shadows once again.
Jason, this is Robert Dewey. Do you remember me?
Jason, your dad was a patriot.
He could see the threats that America was facing, and like you, he chose to serve his country
Out of a profound sense of duty.
He would not want to see you harm the agency.
You have to stop this. And you have to stop it now.
I know who I am.
Really can't go wrong with the gravelly voice of Tommy Lee Jones.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's always good.
He's sensational in this movie, and you see Julia Stiles there. She's coming back. She's a familiar face to the franchise. The acting is great. You got Vincent Cassel as this asset trying to track Bourne down. Alicia Vikander, who's having a whirlwind year, and Tommy Lee Jones in that clip there. And you know what? Bourne is sensational, still very formidable in this character role. It's got a lot of suspenseful moments, international locations, and the story itself is ripped right from the headlines. A lot of hacking and political turmoil. This is in Greece, and you know the uprisings that have been going on there. So very much keeping with the current events of what's going on. It's everything you want in a Bourne movie, Dawn, but that's also part of the problem. Because it has this sort of element of familiarity. And I feel like the previous 3 Bourne movies that he starred in, they all have an identity and they all sort of stand alone. This one feels more like a greatest hits package.
Been there, done that kind
a little
of thing,
bit,
right?
yeah. And honestly, the script in this one was probably the worst of the bunch, because I think so much time has passed since Bourne was in one, since Damon was in one. They really feel like they had to bring you up to speed. And the other movies, I feel like the audience had to really work to piece things together. This one, they were just spoon feeding you everything. Like somebody gets a USB drive and it says encrypted on it, or they're looking at a profile on a computer, and underneath in giant red lettering it says linked to Jason Bourne. So they really make it so easy, And I liked a little more intrigue of the other films that didn't, you had to work a little bit more to figure out what was going on. So again, it had some amazing action in it. There's an extended car chase scene in Las Vegas that sort of closes it out, and there's a great character twist that gives you some insight into the origin of Jason Bourne, which I think a lot of people will appreciate.
Okay, so I mean, I can sort of feel where this is going.
Yeah.
It's like you start off on a high and then you
That's
kind of
right.
bring it down. So how many hammers?
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag. The best action movie out there right now, but with so much weight and so much anticipation, I felt some of the magic was missing. 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, back in my day, you'd call that a renter. Now you just wait for it to stream on Show Me, right?
It's the kind of movie, though, you want to see in the big screen with all
Okay.
that frantic action.
Yeah, very good. Okay, let's talk Bad Moms.
All right, now this is a trio of overworked moms starring Mila Kunis, Kathryn Hahn, and Kristen Bell, and they sort of band together to take on a very pushy PTA led by Christina Applegate. So she kind of has fun playing a villain here, along with Jada Pinkett Smith. On paper, the idea looks great. There's a lot of room for comedy here. This is from the writers of The Hangover, so a lot of potential. I couldn't figure out, Dawn, where the story was going for the first 40 minutes. It was just a bunch of skits put together, albeit they were funny, but I just didn't know how this justified a movie, and that was a big problem. And a lot of the gags that you've seen in the trailers, those are probably the best parts. I will say, though, Kathryn Hahn is an absolute scene stealer in this movie. She's just completely wacky, and Kristen Bell plays it kind of straight, so they balance each other well. Mila Kunis is sort of the main one here. There are funny moments for sure, but it seems like these guys had no clue what it really is like to be a working mom or a modern mother. So I think the script could have really used a woman's touch. And you cram a lot of vulgarity into it, and you do the blaring pop songs and the slow motion walking sequences. I've seen that all before. There wasn't a lot of originality or freshness to this one.
So if you like the actors, go see it because of that, but outside of that, there's not much to offer.
Pretty much, yeah. It doesn't justify an entire movie. I'm going to go with a disappointing 2 out of 5 for Bad Moms.
Oh,
Yeah.
heartbreaking for Bad Moms. Too bad it wasn't Good Moms. Thank you so much, Thor.